rejection, but more importantly, healing and overcoming, and how we have come out the other side.
Most definitely.
With growth and age, really.
Oh my gosh, and most importantly, God.
Yes.
Most importantly, God.
Yes.
Long story short, we've both been in a situation where we've had deep feelings for a guy, and he picked the lighter skinned girl over us.
Yeah. Because it was literally that.
That's exactly
plain and simple. No cutting, no, around the corners.
That's exactly what it was.
That's what it was.
And especially because of today's beauty standard and how there's this whole division between light skin and dark skin. I don't care how many people say it's not existent. Yes, it's real.
It is.
It's a real thing.
It is.
And it stems from men.
Yeah.
It really does. It stems from men, and it stems from this world's beauty standard.
Yeah.
And because of that, I feel like it left such a dent in our... It did a number on us.
Yeah.
Long story short, because of this world's way of beauty and what they think of beauty, because of what we've been told that dark isn't pretty and dark isn't beautiful, especially from young, how they've been pushing this whole light skin at us. When situations like this happens, it leads us to be resentful, angry, bitter, all the stereotypes of a black woman.
And there's just one thing that I really want to make clear from John, is that whilst boys and girls are allowed to have their type, the word preference keeps getting intertwined in all of this foolishness. And personally for me, when I think of a preference, I don't see it as you liking something or holding something at a higher regard and value whilst bashing and belittling
talk about it,
that other thing, because you can prefer something over the other,
right?
But you still would, choose both.
Right.
But one's just your preference at that moment.
Right.
When boys say, she's just my preference, how is it your preference when you're actually bashing and belittling a whole race, a whole group of people
that looks like you, which makes it even worse?
Yeah, you look in the mirror and you're dark as yourself, but you want to then take that same discontentment, because that's what it is.
That's what it is, discontentment.
You want to take that same discontentment and then project that onto us black girls.
Yeah.
And even more so us darker toned ones.
Right, talk about it.
And it hurts me, because at the end of the day, what makes light so right?
Right.
What makes it so much better?
Right.
I understand society has told us that
X, Y, and Z.
light is right.
But the fact that it's gone to this extent, do you know what I'm saying? I feel like personally for me, it makes me laugh how, say for instance, and again, if you're offended, that's on you, but I need to say what I need to say. It's funny how a white man could probably go for Asian girls, and I do not hear him
that part.
Disregard, belittle, or talk down on his white counterpart who is a woman. He just simply dates the Asian girl.
Yeah, and that's it.
Same for maybe Asian people.
Yeah.
You won't hear them bashing their kind.
Yeah.
Within the black community, why is it every single time
she's angry, they're too bitter, they're
this is why I don't
loud,
date these black, and there's so much anger with it. Yeah, and there's so much anger with it.
There's so much vim behind it as well.
Right.
It's like, you can, not date us,
right,
but don't bash us as well. Just say you like your racially ambiguous, your exoticas.
Yeah.
Just say that with your chest, but don't say they're better or they're spicier or whatever, and then say to us, use like are done out here, use like are bitter, use like are angry, use like are ugly.
And then you wonder why there's such a division within the black community.
Yeah.
It starts from at home, and this is why with you and me and our situations, I feel like it cut deep, because you know what it is? It's not even the fact that they said that to us about that we're bitter and with this and with that, because they never. It's the fact that because of how they view beauty, or what's more acceptable in today's society, that we literally got disregarded and belittled
for no reason. I just want to understand, when you look at a black girl, a dark skin, brown, whatever, what is it about us that is so undesirable? I want to ask that to a self-hating black boy, because that's what it is.
And you know what I see though, But this is the thing. I can even answer that question. They see skin tone. They see skin tone.
But isn't beauty more than just skin?
That's the wickedest thing. You can be the most beautiful, stunning dark skin girl, but purely based on the fact that you're dark skin, you're automatically classed as ugly.
You're right.
And think about how backwards that is.
It's very backwards.
Think about how backward that is, that you're basing someone's beauty on their complexion, not even their face, not even their features, their complexion.
Yeah.
Or you go for a lighter skin girl because of her complexion.
Yeah.
Not even her features, not even what she's like as a person.
Her character.
Her
morals, all that goes over their head.
Right.
They gas themselves off the fact that, that yellow bone, that red bone.
Yeah.
Right? Even that in itself, I hate hearing the word yellow bone.
Red bone.
That is
it's
honestly so fancy. Yeah, right. I like the long haired, thick red bone. You know what it is? It starts with the rappers as well.
Definitely. Talk about
because, like we always say, social media, the music industry, performing arts in general, they've pushed this agenda where
performing arts in general.
You only need to go on YouTube. Type in any rapper's video.
Look at the girls.
Look at the girls that are the video vixens. Or the woman of the video. I guarantee you they're light, and there's nothing wrong with that. But representation is
it goes
key.
back to it,
And small, unintentionally, they're already pushing this thing where if you're not light, you're not in my video, you're not on my posters, I'm not pushing you, point blank, period.
And think about what that does to the young black girl watching the music videos. Already the set of the world, why can't I see me on there? Are we not pretty?
Are we not enough? Because I know I'm not ugly.
Let's start there.
You ain't ugly.
Let's start there.
And all my black sisters out there, we ain't ugly
at all.
But for some reason, there's this thing, and I think it's colorism. I don't care.
And there can be colorism within your own race. I want to make that very much clear. There can be colorism within your own race.
And it all comes down to this light skin versus dark skin. It's been going on for how much years? It's been going on for ages, and let's be real, I don't think it's gonna end.
Neither do
But we're having a conversation now about it.
Because
conversation needs to be had.
And how we've overcome it.
Yeah.
Like, even with you, Tamika, touch base on how it made you feel when you were dating someone and you thought it was gonna go somewhere. And then you find that you had a whole other relationship. Anyway.
Which was just dumb enough.
But to make the icing on the cake, you see that it's a more racially ambiguous woman, and this is not to bash the racially ambiguous girl.
No, because she didn't know a thing.
She didn't know a thing, and it's not her fault. But the fact that as a black girl, and that happens to you, based on again what this world thinks of black women, anyways, it did something to you, right?
It done a number on me. So let's just take it back to, I want to say, was it 2016, 2017? I was 18 at the time. My maths is all jumbled, but the feelings are real, and that takes a lot for me to really be like that, because you know me.
Sis.
She'd be like, "Do you like him? He's alright."
Yeah, but we're not quick to claim.
We're never quick to claim. And if we do, you
must be the real deal.
You must be something
you must
to
be
me.
Saying a lot.
You must be in here. You've got to be collective, because everyone is a knick-knack to me. You know what I mean? But this boy, I really thought he was the one. Like, I literally thought he was going to be in my everything. And at that age where you're kind of like, you're finding your feet, you're starting to realise that, okay, I'm done with these little petty child's play situations. That was like a real raw thing for me, and it hurt me because you were saying the right things, and that alone is a red flag. I'm never going off what a boy tells me anymore. I'm going off your actions. Because it was all this, you're wifey, you're beautiful, you've got a pure soul, you know what you want out of life. Like, everything was making sense.
But then it's like, clearly that wasn't enough.
That wasn't enough.
Because there was one thing missing.
Was it my skin tone? Was it? Like, literally, was it? Because it has to be. Everything else was making sense. I'm set good, I don't care.
Right, period. But
so
at that
time, I could only pull it down to that. When you really like someone, for me, you start to plan everything in your head. And that's exactly what I was doing. Like, I had my kids' names lined up. I know what primary school they was going to.
She said I knew what primary school.
Literally, what house we were buying. Like, I was like, you are husband, I am your wife. We're going to make life together. And when it all came crumbling down on me, it made me just look in the mirror and think, am I that ugly or am I that dark that you couldn't see past that because everything else was lined up?
Yeah.
It made me just think I was less than. Like back then, I was in a state of shock and just a state of comparison. And one thing I want to make clear is comparison is the thief of joy.
Talk about it.
But back then, I was comparing myself to this girl.
One's business, yeah. You're two completely different people, two completely purposes in life. But because this one boy did what he did and made you feel how he felt and went off this whole beauty standard, maybe he liked the girl.
Yeah.
The point is, us as black women,
we always have to have it in the back of our head that it comes down to skin tone,
right?
Because it's conditioned now.
Yeah,
whether you know it or you're aware of it, I'm telling you now, there has been some trauma, maybe in my past life, oh no, but I'm just going off of us as black girls in general. We hear from a young age, not personally me, but there's been people saying their parents told them, oh, don't stand out in the sun too long, you're gonna get too dark.
Talk about it.
All them things there.
So real.
Some girls to this day don't like to be out in the sun too much.
Wow, talk about it. Talk about it.
In reality, our melanin is power, our melanin is beauty.
Absolutely.
It keeps us going.
Talk about
We're
it.
like flowers. We need the sun.
We need the sun.
We need that photosynthesis.
Right.
Because we're at our best when the sun is seeping into
But
us.
because of this damn world
And then
and their poison, and their thought process, we're now scared. There's a lot of black girls that are scared to now stop in the sun. There's a lot of black girls even in our situation, because me and Timmy have been through similar situations where he chose to like the skin girl over us. We hold resentment. For me, around the same age, really liked my man. Do you know what I'm saying?
That was real for you.
It was real for me. It was real for me because I like exact same thing with you. I don't catch feelings like that. So for me to like you, sorry, point blank period, for me to like you must mean something. And my thing was this. First of all, the girl knew what she was doing. The girl knew exactly what she was doing. She plotted from the jump, as she knew because she was light skinned, well, that's going to be me anyways, and I know this girl likes him, but I'm just going to do what I need to do because it's all about me. Point blank period.
You know, one thing that I want to say is I want to play good cop, but I'm also going to be bad cop, because there is pros and cons, and we have to call out the BS where it is. As much as I do feel like there is a lot of lighter girls out there who are misconstrued in their actions, because there are some genuine ones out there. Let's be real, there are some that know that light skin privilege is a thing, and they will use it as and when they can, especially when it comes to the attention of a man.
Talk about it.
If they know that I'm their competition, they've already got it in their head.
Talk about
she ain't got nothing on me.
Talk about it, and that's exactly what that girl for.
That's exactly
what she for. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Even going into university, I had this anger, not even towards all light-skinned girls, but her in particular, because it's like you already know the fact that you know that you have this power and you use it for evil. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit here and lie. That definitely made me question my skin tone. Do you get what I'm saying? I am of a darker shade, and now more than ever, I love it. But back then, when that happened to me, when I realised she's more prettier because of her light skinness, and that's what he wants clearly, that's what he finds to be beautiful, must mean that I am ugly. And I legit did not see myself. The amount of times people say, why do you do this? Always baggy clothes, you know that representation. Baggy clothes, girl. Girl, I did not love Guersch. I did not appreciate who I was because of that hurt. And like you said, because of this world's way of thinking that lighter is better. And then when that happens to you, it does something.
It does.
And that's why I'm extremely sympathetic for black girls that do go through things like this. But one thing you and me both come to a realization, that isn't the be all end all.
It isn't. And I had to realise that I would never seek my validation in a boy or a man.
Talk about it.
The only man I will seek my validation in is the Lord God, God Almighty. Because that situation alone really told me that you needed to go through that then. Because if I had gone through that today, I would have been done out here.
done out here.
Even down to the crying, the endless crying that I did, the sleepless nights. You really think a boy can sweat me in
Talk
today?
about it.
You really
Talk
think I'm
about
losing
it.
sleep over any boy
Talk
today?
about it.
I'm telling you now, that situation really put a pep in my step. It was like, yo.
But you know what the
You know
difference
what I
is?
mean?
But you know what the difference is with you and the difference with me as well. And I feel like this is what a lot of girls do go wrong. We learn. We don't allow that to carry on to our other relationships and situations. And this is one thing that gets me so sad, is when I see that girls go through this and they stay oppressed by that hurt. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they don't deal with it, or they don't see true value within themselves, or they put all their value in what that person did to them. And this is where we go wrong, guys. You need to do the work. Me and Tamika have to do the work within ourselves. But to get out of that state of being 17, 18, because that's how old we were when all of these things happened. Prime, just before going to university. Do you get what I'm saying? To really do the work to make us realise it doesn't matter what he did or what she did or what he thinks or what she thinks, because my validation isn't in them and their small-minded selves and their small-minded selves. No tea, no shade, but it's in the Lord.
Do you want to know what the gag is?
Talk
the gag
about it.
is that for months I was just like, I'm never gonna get over this.
We didn't see a way out.
I was just like, I'm just gonna cry forever.
Yeah, we didn't see a way out.
And I was hurting myself to the point where I'm just flicking through, comparing myself to this girl. Like, what am I doing?
Wasting
this isn't
time.
healthy. I'm wasting time. I've got bigger fish to fry. Like, I should be working towards my goals and achievements, and I'm here worried about this knackered. He's probably discontent to this day.
Talk about
because he's the same said boy who wants to come back like 2 years, 3 years later saying, it should have been you. I see things in her I don't like. No, you made your bed, now lie in that.
Talk about it.
Because at the end of the day, I am no longer accessible to you.
Talk about it.
My loyalty was ended the day you thought you could do me dirty.
Talk about it. And this is another thing as well. Again, this is why I just thank God for the way that we think, and I want this to be in other girls as well. Stop making yourself accessible to the people that hurt you, to the people that made you feel like you're bottom of the barrel. This is also the problem as well. We need, as women, we need to stand strong within ourselves and know that our worth is not in these guys. Or if someone does you wrong, I'm a big believer in forgiving. We have to forgive.
We have to.
I don't believe in holding resentment or hate or anger.
Not at all.
But what I also believe in is not being taken for a fool. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And allowing people to keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again. But it goes back to, unfortunately, their value being in that person so much so that they allow themselves to be accessible because they think that's what they deserve. And it's you and me both know that that's not what we deserved.
No, and you know what really solidified it? Speaking to my dad.
Because your dad was very much involved.
Oh, he had to be.
That
I had no choice. He saw me crying tears, like buckets of tears. You would have thought someone died. Like, I was crying. I was so heartbroken. I don't think I'd ever feel heartbreak like that again. But I'm glad I've gone through it. I went through it then.
Yeah, you went through it then and not now.
That was like my first real heartbreak.
Exact same thing for me.
But my dad saw me and he sat me down and he said, unfortunately, Tam, you had to go through that, and that's the one thing I can't protect you from as a father. I can only advise you that you need to be very careful who you pick as a potential husband, because that's forever.
That part, and that's with everything, their mindset, their goal. No, real talk. I feel like for both of us, it made us realize, okay, now I know what I want in a man and what the heck I don't want in a man,
and what he was, I don't want in a man.
Talk about it, and it's not even the outside. Take away the outside. Unlike them who look on the outside, clearly we need to look on the inside. What's your thought process? And clearly yours was discombobulated.
Very discontent. Discombobble. That's what it was.
Right?
It was discombobble.
And discontent. Because you wouldn't do that to somebody if you were content within yourself.
No. And that's really what it was. Like, it's one of the ones where it's like, hold on, I could have been everything to you. I could have given you my last tooth and you probably would have smiled in another girl's face with it. You know them ones where it's like, no matter what you do for someone, you give them an inch, they run a mile.
Mate.
You give them an inch, they run a mile.
Mate.
So at this point in time, you need to understand that validation and contentment can only be achieved when you're not seeking for it in temperamental people, especially men who unfortunately you come and go.
Yes,
you actually do come and go.
And this is what people forget as well, especially at your young age. 18, 17, we were planning marriages, kids, all sorts.
I had my house insurance on lock.
Not realising this is dagger, small.
This is child's play. That's literally what it was. You know what I mean?
Talk about it.
That hurt then. It actually fueled me and it brought me back to my own purpose. Because for years, up until that point, I want to say from about 16 up until after that point, I kind of literally turned my back on God. I really, not because of him or because of the situation I was in, but because I just thought, oh yeah, that's it now, I'm set, that's it. You know what I mean? I crawled, like I walked before I could crawl.
Yeah, man. And
without realising.
A lot of us do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I realised too quickly that I was actually getting quick with the ish.
Yeah. Let me just hold up, wait a minute.
God said,
God said skirt.
He was like, you need to read the Bible.
First and foremost.
Instead of seeking validation in men.
That part. Because they can't give you the happiness that I'm going to give you.
No.
They can't give you the happiness that I'm going to give you. My days. And it's so funny. We put so much on these men.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what they want. I don't want to say men. I want to say boys.
You know, because men, real men, they will show you what they want from jump, and they will stand by it and mean it with their whole chest. Little boys,
talk about it.
They do this foolery.
You understand what I'm saying? Little boys care about complexion.
Yeah.
That's one. I don't care. This preference.
My preference. No, it's straight up colorism. No.
Right. And I feel like that's one thing that I'm so happy that you addressed, because it's true, and that word's being used too frequently or as a defense mechanism. No, be honest. You are colorist. You have some complex.
Yeah.
And that's on you.
Yeah.
What you can't do is now throw that on your black counterpart, which is the woman, and cause this whole division.
Yeah. Because even down to like in the media, like it's just these
so
rappers, majority of these rappers, look at who their counterparts are.
Talk about it, sis.
Look at them.
Talk about it, sis.
All of them, they may not say it out their mouth, but just pull up their dating track history and it will tell you all you need to know about how they view black women, black girls. Most of them are actually like, nah, I'll listen to your music, but that's as far as it's ever gonna go, because you're basically telling us that, yeah, listen to my music, but I ain't dating you, I ain't checking for you.
Not even that, I don't like you.
Period.
I don't like you.
Point blank, period.
And it's so unfortunate. And you know what people need to realise? We can't change the way that they think.
No.
The only person that you can change in any situation is yourself.
Honestly.
And this is why your validation cannot be, you can be a fan of someone, you can be a fan of their music,
yeah,
but please don't put them on a godly post.
No.
Please don't make them think that they'd be your end all.
No.
Because when they say things to hurt you, it rattles you. And I think that's a big thing, you know. Recently, with people coming up with their colorism and their racism, you understand what I'm saying?
It's like they want a reaction. I've realised that boys like to attack. When they can't attack you, when they can't hurt you or affect you, it's like, oh, she ain't even bothered. I've actually grown so much to the point where I'm so unbothered. It's actually disgusting. I'm gonna disgust you at how unbothered I am in life, and it's all thanks to a boy that shall not be named.
Yeah, talk about it.
You know what I mean? He showed me how much I'm willing to put the work in for myself, and he showed me how much more I deserve for myself.
Talk about, but you know what as well though, even going back with the whole celebrity thing and people getting crushed when they show out, it's like, because we did the work because we've done the work to really fix ourselves, we know that our validation isn't in what X, Y, and Z thinks, or what is in X, Y, and Z says. We know that it's in the Lord Almighty, so it doesn't matter what you think about my complexion. God made me set good for a reason. I am this complexion for a damn reason, and there is nothing wrong. There's nothing the media, these rappers, these colorist artists, all of the above can say, because I am enough in God's eyes. And I feel like once you have that energy within yourself, once you know that it doesn't matter what these people think, it doesn't matter what the world thinks.
It shouldn't. But it can, the way we're talking about it, it can actually be flipped to the other side, because obviously we won't ever experience the light-skinned girl experience. We're not gonna get that experience because we're not light-skinned. But there are times where I do feel for them. I can't lie to you,
because they go through it too. Can I just say one thing as well? for the longest time, I was deceived that black women get treated like rubbish and light-skinned girls get treated like queens. I learned quick and in a hurry that's completely false. That they go through just as much oppression in relationships as we do.
Yeah.
They really do. It really had to make me open my eyes. And I even think to myself sometimes when, you know, situations like what happened to us when the light-skinned girl gets picked. Is that really a win though?
Is it?
Is that really a win?
Is it? Because even down to this lovely girl who I work with, she's such a lovely girl. She's got the purest heart, very beautiful inside and out. She's light skinned, but obviously that's just besides the point. But it's relevant at the same time.
Yeah.
And she was kind of opening up to me, and she was just like, honestly, I wish I was like you. And I said, what do you mean by that? She said, I feel like you're the type of girl where nothing anyone says can rattle you anymore. And I feel like because of my light skin, boys don't see beyond that.
Wow.
And when she said that...
Wow. And that's coming from a light skin girl.
And that's coming from a light skin girl.
Wow.
She said, do you know how much times I've questioned, does he actually like me for me?
Wow.
And that's my values, my morals, my ambition, my drive, my personality. Or is it just because of my light skin? And I said, sis, is that how you really feel? Is that how these boys are making you feel? And she said, yeah. And that was real to me, that was raw.
That's so real
to me. So it does go both ways.
It does go both
how
ways.
we feel, they might feel like that as well.
Most
like,
definitely.
does he like me just because I'm a lighting?
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
And you know what? Sometimes we tend to forget that they also think that way.
Yeah.
Because of what happened to us, we could have automatically assumed, well, she must think she's this now because she will know, honey. You don't know what that girl's thinking.
Yeah. And
I feel like as black women, we also need to consider that. Do you get what I'm saying? We don't know what that light-skinned girl's also going through, what abuse she's also going through. At the end of the day, this is why to me, you scream this about sisterhood. You screaming.
I feel like I need to make some sisterhood society. Because I really scream it with so much vim and passion. Yeah. I'm such a girl's girl.
Yeah.
Like before any boy or man, I'm such a girl's girl. Like any girl, I don't care what walk of life you come from, I have your back, whether you know me or not. I have your back, and I feel like if we come together and let these discontent people know that listen,
you can't do nothing.
You can't shape this bond that we have.
At all. Because we're stronger than you.
We're stronger than you.
Talk about it to me.
If we came together 110%, do you know how untouchable we would be as sisters?
That's the thing. But you know what we need to... It's so true. But you know one thing our clocks is... Not even luckily, we are blessed that we have been able to tap into that, and that's purely based on God. There's a lot of dark-skinned girls and a lot of light-skinned girls that have been able to tap into that mentality or tap into that space where you know what, I am more than what you people think. I am more than this stupid society's way of thinking. Honestly. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Hence why we walk around with that energy. And unfortunately, a lot of light-skinned girls and dark-skinned girls stay in that state of not being enough. Or staying in that, well, I'm light skinned, but that's all I have to me. Or the dark skinned girl. There's so much more to it. Or that dark skinned girl saying, well, because he chose her over me, I'm absolutely nothing, which is false.
It's so far from the truth.
What? Because you're nothing to him, you're nothing to nobody else.
But the worst thing is, it just goes back to validation. That's the key word of this whole video. Validation. You need to be so content with yourself that nothing anyone says can hurt or affect you.
Talk about it.
Because for so long, what people said, I was believing it. For so long, how people treated me, I was thinking, well, that's it. That's what I'm meant to accept.
Talk about it.
And then one day, I was just like, nah, man, I can't do this anymore. I started to really get in tone and in touch with myself. What I like, what I don't like, what I'm going to accept, what I'm not going to accept.
Talk about it.
How accessible I'm going to be to people in general.
Talk about it.
When you get to that point in life, everything will start to be more clearer for you. Like, you know what I mean?
Most definitely. My thing is this. The way people treat you is what you allow. The way people treat you is what you allow. If you allow yourself to be disrespected, to be talked down on, then that's what you're going to receive.
Yeah. And then no matter how much times you say, oh, he's got potential
Oh,
to
that
change,
word.
he's got potential to be the best he can be.
Yeah.
He may do, but not for you, sis.
Not for you, sis.
Because I tell you now, the right man will act right for the right woman.
Talk about
and you
it.
may not be the right one for him.
Right.
And looking back, I don't feel like I was the right one for him, hence why God blocked and blessed me.
God blocked and blessed us in so many different ways that we don't even know.
You know what I mean?
That we don't even know. Whilst we were running around town looking for husband,
yeah.
God really and truly said, "No, you can do that, but I'm gonna stop you right in your tracks."
He said,
what you're gonna do is stop. Because you know what's crazy, guys? You need to realize this as well. If someone, especially if a guy, not even that, not even someone, if a guy breaks your heart in the early stages of dating and you're in a predicament where he picked her, rather than seeing that as an L, you need to see that as a blessing.
No matter how much it hurts you, you're gonna be like, gosh, that really was a
huge blessing in disguise.
You don't understand that God already knew what was gonna happen.
Talk about it.
Do you know why I feel like I had to go through that real talk? It's because I was so distant from him. And I'm not saying that like you have to get closer to God to be blessed with a man, but I'm saying to you, he will make life easier for you. Because when that time comes, he will bring your husband to your doorstep.
Talk about it.
You won't have to be searching like, where are you? Where am I?
Yeah, where art thou? God will bring thee.
He will bring thee.
Oh my days, the way I can relate, even in my last situation, I truly believe, like you said, he stopped me dead in my tracks and allowed me to go through that pain, because you know I was mad. I was basing all my happiness on that guy. I was basing everything on him. I was going to move in with him. We're going to get married. All of these things.
Yeah.
And this is what we do as women as well. We put so much on a man. We make it our everything.
Yeah.
Not realizing God's saying, sis, the same way he's making you so happy is the same way he can make you so heartbroken.
Honestly, that part.
You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like as women, we forget that.
Yeah.
We forget that. You can't just base your love for someone about how happy they make you.
Yeah.
There needs to be a solid foundation.
There needs to be.
And I truly think for both of us, God literally said, nah, you're forgetting who I am.
Yeah. Because I did for a bit.
Yeah.
The worst thing is, it was always like, I know what I need to do. I do know it. But my thing is this, I just want what I want. But God said, you know what? Yeah, because hard ears make a soft behind.
Ooh!
Hard ears make a soft behind.
Hard ears make a soft behind.
And God said, yeah. So you want to keep going against the grain? You want to keep going against my word? Tamika, go and enjoy your little fun.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
But when I bring your ass back to reality, you're going to read this Bible, you're going to read this scripture, and you're going to pray on it.
Because
and that's exactly what I did.
What did you say to me the other day? These times where they're looking for our Romeo, or whatever you call it, he's literally in his room.
Yeah, on his Xbox or reading his Bible. What we should be doing? Was I reading my Bible?
Yeah.
I was too busy reading the sweet nothing messages that you were sending me.
Tam,
your wifey, I will never let you go.
You're like this, basing all my validation on him. These times my husband is probably in Bible study.
Yeah, where I should have been.
Where we should have been.
Instead of reading, I'm gonna make you my girl, I should be reading The Lord is my shepherd.
You know them ones.
That's what I should have been doing.
You know them ones. Rather than basing our hope and our validation on these sweet nothings that we do.
God humbled me real quick.
So quick. He said, nah, not today, hon.
He said to me,
what you need to be doing?
You need to be in your room on your knees praying.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
We were on our knees for the wrong reasons at times.
Don't kill me.
Tell me I'm lying.
No lies detected. I'm honestly happy now. In everything that I've achieved, like so far, everything that I've done for myself, no boy can ever say that they made me
talk
who
about
I am.
it. Talk about it.
No one. Like you're not paying my car insurance.
Talk about it.
You're not contributing to my petrol.
Blah, blah, blah.
You don't pay any of the clothes that I'm wearing.
Talk about it.
You're not keeping a roof over my head.
Talk about it.
So the only people I need to validate or seek validation in is God and my family and my real life sis
and my real life
and my real life friends. Because for so long it was just, he's saying all the right things, and it's just like,
Yeah.
Come and be mine.
Come and be mine. Yeah.
When in reality, God said he was never yours in the first place.
Talk about it, sis.
I have your husband lined up.
Talk about it, sis.
It's gonna take a bit of manoeuvring to get through.
Get what I'm saying?
But when you meet him, when you see
you'll
him,
know.
You will know. And you know what? I haven't. Not even close. Any boy, not even close.
Not even close.
So it's like, you know
don't
what?
compare. And I feel like as well, people get that misconstrued from lust over love. You get what I'm saying? When you first see someone and they're saying all the right things. One thing as well, I want to tell young girls, please stop being annoying. And by annoying, I mean, please stop literally listening to what one boy says about his this and that and saying all these sweet nothings and taking that and running with it.
You know what you need to do? Quick. When boys chat that, yeah, take it, but make sure you're also pinching a grain of salt with
Talk
it.
about
because
it.
I'm telling you now, one thing with boys, they're not stupid. Once you tell them or show them, oh yeah, talk to me.
I'm all in.
Tell me
I'm all in. They'll keep feeding
they will keep doing it, and it's like, yeah, I've got it on lock.
Yeah, I've got
you
it
know
on
what
lock.
I mean?
They don't get it. They don't get it, and then they wonder why they do. And this is not me bashing women.
Yeah.
Just that I genuinely want us to do better and to know our self-worth a lot more.
Yeah. And it goes for both sides, us darker girls and the lighter skinned ones.
Talk about it.
We have to understand that no matter what they say, it shouldn't be taken verbatim. Because even down to, I just want to quickly touch on Sin Santana.
Talk about it.
She was so quick to come with the energy and say, yeah, black men, they cater to us Latinas. She found out real quick that that same black man went and cheated on your ass. So what makes you any better than me? Because your ass got done the same.
Not even that worse.
You know what that?
Publicly, we seen you crying, and this is not me to make light of it or I'm acting like I'm happy for her. But this is what I mean about this ignorant mindset, and this is also for the light-skinned girls. Like in my instance, the light-skinned girl that thought, oh yeah, my light-skinned privilege is gonna get me all the way to the top. No,
she learned real quick. Homeboy was just a dog.
Point blank period.
Homeboy was just a dog. Let's
point blank period.
I don't think he even thought of who he was gonna get it in with, as long as it was just getting it in. You know, like that.
Because you thought, I'm light skinned, I'm pretty, I'm this, he's gonna keep me and we're gonna be in a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's the exact same thing with Sin Santana. And this is why you can't have that mindset.
No. This
is not just because you're ignorant, it will come to bite you back in the bottom.
Yeah.
It really will. And this is why you need to be the power of the tongue is powerful, you know.
It's so real. Do you know that when you speak, you are actually casting spells? No matter how good or bad the speech is.
Yeah, talk about it.
It's actually a form of spell casting.
Wow.
Just like with the whole like George Floyd thing, when everyone was saying, I can't breathe. Let's not say that, because power of the tongue is real. One day you may not be able to breathe. And I don't want to have that in the atmosphere. The universe takes in a lot of things and it puts out even more.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. I feel like too often, and I get it, I'm not saying that the intentions behind that I can't breathe.
No, it was real.
But at the same time, the power of the tongue in I can breathe.
Yeah.
I am not going to be oppressed by this situation.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm going to acknowledge it. I am going to be outraged because it's not okay. But what I'm not going to do is speak that into the rest of my generation or to the rest of my life, because I can breathe.
Yeah.
God gives me breath every single day.
Yeah.
God gives me validation every single day.
And it comes back to like these boys, these really discontent boys.
Yeah, they're very discontent boys.
When they say certain things to you, you honestly have to just be like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah, take it with a pinch.
Because there's always going to be some sort of, hold on, but you said this, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? There's always going to be some moonwalking, backtracking.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, us girls, us females, us sisters, we need to start to uplift each other first of all.
Talk about it. It starts with us, guys.
Let's gas each other.
Yes, man.
Stop letting these boys gas us.
And it's so crazy, because you know where a lot of these female arguments even come to play is by the man gassing them.
Just because he's gassing me, you're not getting that same treatment. Don't be mad at me.
Sis, you don't understand, because the same way he's gassing you is the same way he's going to tear you down, Hunty.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
So blind, so stupid.
Honestly.
And I'm sorry, I'm calling it for what it is. Whether you get offended or not, it's blind and it's stupid. Yeah. And you're digging yourself a hole. But really and truly, like you said, there's so much more value in us sticking together than putting our validation in these men that are causing the division.
Yeah.
that are causing us to not like each other,
Yeah.
that are causing this whole light skin versus dark skin situation.
Yeah. Just like, didn't you say when you was, I can't remember, you said you was in London or something, and the stupid black boy came up to you and was talking about, oh, which one do I want? Do I want the light skin?
Yeah,
wow.
One was gonna know what I'm talking about. But I want a light skin too, and it's just like, it's you. If me and my friend wasn't so close, I wasn't so sure within ourselves,
That could have done some kind of...
that could have caused a
quick little awkward little tension.
We walked away and laughed and knew that this is an idiot.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
But it also goes down to being secure in your friendship.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Can I be honest?
Yeah,
I thought for the longest time after the situation with me that I wouldn't be close to a light skinned girl ever again. I really did, because in the back of my head I always thought she's just gonna keep thinking that she's better than me, and I can't go through that again.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Because I saw it.
You saw it?
I saw the gloom, the slimy, sleazy look.
Yeah.
It's just like,
yeah,
you're slimy.
Yeah.
I don't want you around me.
Yeah, yeah. The ghetto, no, but that is the
Yeah.
ghetto, because the fact that you even think that, that's not a real friendship.
Nah.
I had to really do the work within myself first and foremost.
See, that was never a friendship.
Right. Let's start from
She
there.
honestly used you because she knew exactly where your weaknesses were.
Talk about
and
it.
she knew that most of it was because you genuinely had real, raw feelings
For that
boy.
Yeah.
And people like her, whether in 10 years, 5 years, 2 weeks, will get their comeuppance. And I don't wish bad on anyone.
It's not that.
But I'm a firm believer in what goes around comes around.
Talk about it.
And she's gonna get her come around very
Talk
soon.
about, and you know what, as one thing I will say, I thank God that she didn't allow me to discredit or hate all light skinned girls.
Because you have such a lit friendship with Wham.
Yeah, that's
like
my
a
sister.
lit
Yeah.
friendship.
That's my sister. Yeah, that's
and it's like, Wham's in here. That's a real one.
That's my real life sis, real talk. But if I didn't do the work within myself to realize that not all light skinned girls think that way, and there's genuine ones out there that are not in competition with me, that big me up just as much as I big them up.
Yeah.
Again, it's sisterhood.
It is, and I keep screaming it, but I really feel like we need to be like, yo, you're my sis, you're my sis, you are my sis, everybody is my sis. The more like positive attitudes we have towards each other, a boy can step to us and we'll be like, boy bye.
Boy bye. And that's what me and Wham did. This is the joke of it all. But God, this is what I'm saying, when you do work within yourself and you realise that it's not actually war.
It's not.
It's not war. They want there to be war.
Yeah.
But it is not war.
Yeah, and more so importantly, boys and girls, we need to come together as the black community.
Talk about
because now more than ever, with the year we've had, the things we've seen, if we can really stand 110% in our skin and take back our power,
yes, Tam, take back
and
our
tell
power.
them people, you're not gonna oppress me anymore.
Talk about
You're
it.
not gonna tarnish our characters anymore. You're not gonna divide us anymore.
Talk about it. You're not going to divide us anymore.
Do you
Talk
know
about it.
how much they can't affect us at that point?
What me and Tamika did, and why we're able to make this video in the first place, is that we took our power back.
We did.
We remembered that our validation is not in what they said, not in what they did, not in what he thinks, not in his stupid preference, but it's in the Lord, and that he made no mistake. He made no mistake in the colour of our skin.
Nah.
He made no mistake when he made us do it that we are for a reason.
I was meant to be this shade of black for a reason.
Talk about
You
it.
was meant to be that shade of black for a reason.
Talk
but at
about
the end
it.
of the day, black is beautiful, black is power, black is melanin, and black is the beginning and the end. Period.
Talk about it.
That's literally what I want it to be. Like, I don't want to hear any more crying. I don't want to hear any more.
Because she's light skinned, or because she's an angry black. I don't want to hear that
time
conversation.
again, my black sisters, we've all cried at some point, and we're still hearing the cries now. We just want to be left alone. If you don't like us, that's fine.
Get
but
away.
Don't tear us down.
Don't tear us down in the process.
That's all I'm begging you lot to do, is not tear us down, because the more you tear us down, the more it knocks and chisels at our confidence.
Right.
But I've got to that point where I don't need to seek my confidence from you lot.
Talk about it.
Because I know what I bring to the table.
Talk about
I
it.
know what I'm going to take away from that table.
Talk about it.
And God has already told me, Tamika, I made you that way for a reason.
Right.
Your parents brought you up the way they did for a reason.
Yeah, my days, our parents.
And same with you.
Yeah, 150%. I just want to make it clear as well. I am aware that there's some people that haven't got any parents, or don't have a mum or dad and that could have also played a big part as to why you think the way that you think, or you
Yeah.
have the oppressive mindset that you have. God is real. I can't stress it enough. God is real, because you know how Tam mentioned how she was able to speak to her dad. You were able to speak to your dad about the situation. I felt like I couldn't necessarily speak to my dad about that, or my mum about it. However, the peace that God gave me, real talk, the peace that God gave me, and I know God gave you peace as well,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is, because I didn't have my parents to speak to, and I know it's different, not actually having parents, or
Yeah.
not being able to speak to your parents.
Yeah, it is
but
hard.
it's the same result.
Yeah.
God's your parents.
Yeah.
God
First and
is your
foremost.
all. Honestly, God is your be all, end all, your everything. And I really want to press it, because, like Tamika said, we want there to come to a point where black men just stop this whole foolishness.
Yeah.
I don't personally feel like that's going to happen. However, what do we always say? The only people that we can change is ourselves. When you start to have that inner power within yourself, it doesn't matter what these dusties say about you. Real talk. What they have to say about you, what they think about you. You know within yourself who you are.
Yeah.
You know within yourself that you are worth more than what he says. Or
Yeah.
that just because he thinks that way doesn't mean you are that.
Yeah.
Is when you start to take your power back. It starts with you.
Yeah.
It starts with building a solid foundation with the Lord.
Yeah.
And realizing that it doesn't matter what any of these people say. Doesn't matter what the beauty standards are.
Yeah.
That you're enough in Christ.
That's true. And one thing that I just want to touch on as well is that when you reach your full potential and you honestly cannot be rattled, or you can, like, no one can make you sweat, you're gonna thank yourself.
Real talk.
Because a lot of people will be scared when they know that they can't affect you.
Talk about it.
A lot of people will be scared here.
A lot of people will be scared here.
A lot of people will be scared here. And
We'll name them.
Like, honestly, like, when you're so unbothered,
Yeah, man.
and when you're at that level where it's like, I know who I am, I know who I be.
I know who I be, baby.
It's like, she's not even bothered. I can't even crack with that.
Yeah, she doesn't
Let me
care.
leave her. Good.
Lord.
Leave me.
Right.
Because that's what I want you to do.
Right.
Leave me alone.
Right.
You know, like
right. And one thing I want to say, that takes time, it takes patience.
Yeah.
But you need to be so consistent with it. One thing about you
Yeah.
and me is that we stay consistent within our healing process.
Yeah.
We stayed consistent.
Yeah.
We stayed headstrong.
And we actually learned the lesson from it. We haven't gone into another situation and
same
done the same
containment,
thing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Every situation I've been in since that point, it's like I know myself even more each time.
Yes, Tamika.
And I know what
Yes.
I see the red flags and I see key signs,
Yeah.
and it's like, you cannot devalue me.
My thing is this: we are only getting smarter. We are literally only getting wiser. Whether you go or not, whether you like it or not, we are only getting smarter.
Yeah.
So my thing is this: do the work, guys. Do the work to be the person that you want to be. Do the work to be the independent, strong woman that doesn't matter what anybody says.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah. Honestly, just like that. And I just want to leave it on. When we take our power back, when we take our blackness back, when we just take everything rich in melanin back, the oppressors will oppress us.
Woo! Woo!
And that's that.
And that's on amen.